Welcome back, everyone, to Mystic by Colette, the channel dedicated to helping you empower yourself, rewrite your story, and claim your I Am. My name is Colette Mesdag, and I'm an intuitive guide and the creator of the Mystic Empowerment Card Series. This week, our theme is beyond fear, getting beyond fear, looking beyond fear, and what it feels like when you get beyond fear. So we're going to get right to the cards, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more shortly. Okay, so we're set. Our habit is to do one from each of the three decks, so Mystic Bliss, Mystic Journey, and Mystic Men of Magic. So the cards I've selected to do one from each of the three decks because I still find right now, until a fourth or fifth deck comes about, that this is what works for a nice balanced reading. 3 cards, it's pretty, anything more would be too long, and I believe we just need that clarity as we go through, and 3 seems to be a good number for that. Okay, so again, the reminder is the theme is the other side of fear. And when we are looking at fear, which seems to come up a lot the last little while, so since the beginning of December of 2018, when I noticed that there was that theme, stalling and or quitting, and fear seems to have come up a lot at the end of our 2018 and at the beginning of the 2019, as this is being recorded for you here. Doesn't matter when you see it, by the way, it's just the timing is right. And this is what's coming up for this timing. Okay, so our first card from the Bliss deck is I Am Truth. So the other side of fear and truth. So I feel like this card is challenging us to consider, what are we afraid of? What is the true thing that's holding us back? Maybe not, what the current situation or circumstance that you're finding yourself in is what you're afraid of. And it could be that it's something deeper, something that is triggered by current circumstances rather than actually the circumstances in question. So whatever is triggering your fear in the moment, in the now, could be something that's a little deeper. So search for that truth, look a little deeper, be very clear for yourself as to what that could be, so that when you are stepping forward beyond fear to the other side of it, then you would be releasing some of that. So she is very bold in her red and gold, and she's in her gaze as well. So she is challenging you to, yes, face your truth. And the phrase at the bottom is, the truth is sharp and cuts through illusions. So fear, illusions, it is, I love the phrase, feel the fear and do it anyway. And because it makes you stronger. And that's the truth, guys. Anyway, our second card is I Am Serene, card number 42, a crone card, earth themed with the symbols in the corner here. We've also got a veiled figure, and I'm getting the sensation that the veiled figure here is talking about focusing inwards. We've got a crone, which is also about the strength of experience, knowledge, and depth that we bring to the experience. So if we're coming to a wall, or there's fear in your way and you're looking to get to the other side of it, which is the theme here, be aware that you don't have to be controlled by outside circumstances. Be strong, go within. There's also the connection to the sphere here with the blue, which is speaking quite deeply, for me at least, about spirituality, spirit, being connected to your higher self. So when we're getting to wanting to get through to the other side of fear, to that wonderful space of peace and serenity, as this card is reminding us of, we do need to be connected to our higher self. Listen in, check inside. Okay, our third card. Perfect. Sometimes we face something challenging that frightens us, so that we have an opportunity to face it and heal from it. Heal what has triggered, because as we started off speaking here at the beginning about what is really happening, is it really fear for what's happening now, or is something being dredged up from your past? So it could be something that needs to be healed, as this card is now reminding us. So if this card is in the south, it's about fiery energy, about passion, about being energized. So fear can energize, but let's be positive here in the sense of you don't necessarily have to be challenged in order to grow, but it does often, but challenges do often require us to grow. And if we are looking to be expanded, we do need to sometimes let go and heal what's been holding us back. And if we're facing something fearful, that's often an opportunity to do just that. Okay, we'll go back to the other camera. We'll talk a little bit more. I'm not sure if this is fully complete for me yet, so I feel like I'm going to be adding a little bit on the second part here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I know I always enjoy bringing these to you weekly. My habit is to bring the cards back up briefly to talk a bit more about them, clarify a few things. So we'll start with the first card, which is I Am Truth from the Mystic Bliss card deck for change and transformation. And I Am Truth, as we said in the reading, was speaking about the boldness that it sometimes takes to get beyond fear, and the aspects of the truth of what you're facing. So sometimes when we are fearful about something, we need to identify and be true to ourselves and tell ourselves the truth as to why we're afraid. That will help us cope with it, deal with it, and get beyond it. We mentioned that the warrior figure here was also gazing very powerfully into the camera and back out from the card in this particular case. And that is about really looking at yourself and looking at the fear with such clarity and boldness that you can push through it. Okay. There's a foot that's raised or advancing forward. So just push yourself through, and you'll find the battle will be won. Okay. Our second card was I Am Serene from the Mystic Journey deck, a crone card, an earth card, and a veiled figure. So there's a lot of things in here that help you with your fear component. And I think the serene message, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the reading, I don't believe so, is that once you get through and push beyond the fear that you've been struggling with, you will find a peacefulness, a serenity that will help you see and recover from the struggles and the trials. But you're going within, you're looking at your own strength, and you're being powerful in who you are, not allowing the fear to prevent you from pushing forward and seeing who you are. I'm trying to think of anything else that's coming up that may not have come up in the reading. No, I think we're pretty clear on this one. I Am Serene. Oh, and the number was 42. So for those of you who are into numerology and would like to follow up, number 6, number 42 in angel numbers, a variety of different things that you can check into to see how much more you can get out of this message. Everybody's welcome to put their own twist and interpretation on what I tell you. So our third card is from the Mystic Men of Magic deck, or Mystic Magic deck, and it is I Am Healing. So the power of going through and beyond fear, and how powerfully healing that can be. And you do need to do some work, some healing work, in order to get through and pass through that fear. Now there's a reason I feel power in here is because of the strength of the stone against the water, and how the water is, churning and just evoking this sense of powerfulness. And I'm wanting to speak about this particular card as, again, as a masked figure, as a veiled figure, is that sometimes fear can blind you, but if you look within, if you ignore so the masks for me often say that it's time to go within, because when you are allowing outside sources to distract you, you lose traction, okay? So part of the healing is to go within. Don't forget that, and look at the golds coming up here, the veiled coming up here. Trying to think of anything else that's joining these three. And I just find that we've got a nice flow. So in your truth, you'll find serenity and healing, I think, is the message that I'm getting right off the bat with these three. So once again, thank you for joining me this week. I don't have any specific announcements. Once again, I am working on, I think I'm sort of distracted as I'm working on the costumes and photo shoots for our fourth deck, which is Mystic Commitment. I've already got a few of my limited edition ones sold and spoken for. So there's 50 total, numbered decks. And I am very excited and thankful for the patrons that I have who are helping me create this opportunity for myself to continue creating and do more decks. Still, the big goal is to get published. So, but I also know that my content is what makes me feel healed, full, and empowered. So it's all about empowerment, and trust yourself. Get beyond fear. See you next week.